Hi everyone, my name is Nareg Kuyumjian. I'm a proud member of the DC Auntie chapter. I'm speaking to you from Sacramento, from one capital to another, about another capital, Nareg. I'm the one who puts great importance on our students, but make no mistake, today's event is about the homeland, what's left of it, and the direction we have to head to get closer to our goals as a nation. I graduated with my bachelor's degree on May 26th, got on a plane, and landed in Armenia on May 6th. It was my first time in Armenia, not with a bigger group for an extended amount of time. I was going to stay for a month, and the plan was to stay with my distant relatives. My relatives didn't celebrate my Christmas. They said, and we spent the evening together around the house, catching up, trying to grapple with everything that's happened over the last year. They had COVID twice. The first time, they weren't even sure what it was because we were in the middle of a war. The second time, they had it as a family, all four of them, with the father, Arzi, being hospitalized for a week. During the war, my two younger cousins, Arax and Joseph, and their mom, Hasmi, were part of the wartime effort. The unsung heroes of the last war are many, and unfortunately, their sacrifice has too often been shadowed over by the enormously costly mistakes made by the current leadership. But I heard it from Hasmi as I did from so many. Even the priest said it during his cuddles at the Homeland church. Usahaderu shamanag shida. Yes, kesem, getse ay usakutuna, vornaelo merga bahin kolor sarsapan nerun chi usahad. Ay gashkadi. Mudazvaz, zrakirvaz, yev korzakirvaz ashkadan kovemiyan, vorder biti hasnik. And I'll give you two examples of that. I went to Armenia to partake in the AYF Bureau Office's Youth Affairs program in Atsak. The plan was to start by co-organizing youth camps in villages directly devastated by the war. When no one was there, boots on the ground, doing work in Atsak, we were. I unfortunately wasn't able to make it work. It turned out that getting into Artsakh was a major obstacle, and with the election, things got very unpredictable. So I didn't go, and that plan didn't work for me. But it worked for so many others. Ungans working through the AYF and the ARF Bureau Office of Youth Affairs from LA, Fresno, Lebanon, and France all made it and did amazing. It turned out, though, that staying in Yerevan opened another door. This summer, I had the honor, the unique privilege of serving as the interim director of the AYF Convention. And I'll let my fellow Ungers show you the power of this program and the power of the Armenian youth in their presentations. But I'll say this. I was the director for the first 10 days. I will never forget those 10 days. The program used the power of the homeland to create a family of Spuka youth who knew nothing about each other, never had ever seen each other, but after their time together, renewed their vows to the cause and came back with more refined, more clear objectives. The participants of the program, 3 of which will speak today, 2 of which are from our chapter, DC Homeland, will go off and become tremendously impactful servants of our nation. I have no doubt. But the growth I witnessed in those 10 days, sharing a house with, attending rallies together, arguing about Armenian politics together, sitting across each other at a table at Almayas, or standing in Yerevan, sharing grief and raw emotion as the funeral of an Armenian Fedai was taking place a few meters away 10 months after the war. Դասնչորս յուրքի մեջ ծնած մեծած հայ, թարցան հայրենիքի ծարին վրա ձալգող տերևներ, և այդ ծարին մարմատներեն սնունդ քարելով, և այդ ծարին մի մասնիկը։ Սիրելի ներկաներ, եթե ծարը մեր փարավանց հայ ասկներ, անոր արմատները մեր հողին, քարտեզին մեջ խորաքրված հայրենիքը և անոր դերևները մենք, ուրեմն մեր հուսակցությունը այդ սուրբ ծառի միջոցը, որը հանցնելու և աշխարհասեր հայաստանի զավակներ։ Every Armenian has a contribution to make in their own unique way. And you'll see how the AYF channels those contributions for our nation at full display tonight. In addition to helping facilitate the tremendously important work of our organization, I pursued goals in Armenia that refined my career and my path. I presented my thesis on Armenia's water security at the American University of Armenia, where I had the chance to hear from in-country experts, learn from their questions and thoughts, and really work towards building a network that will allow me to take my work to its next steps. I'm excited to be publishing a series of op-eds on Armenia's water and mining resources in the coming weeks as a result of this. I also served as the election model for the snap parliamentary elections. I attended a full day training on Armenian electoral and voting law as preparatory work, and then I spent from 7 a.m. to 4 a.m. the next morning on election day at a polling station, monitoring the election in a precinct right outside of Yerevan, in Yerevan. The aftermath of this past election has been very dangerous. But I learned a lot on that day at the voting station. A cramped school hallway with white glossy walls reflecting the vigor of the moment. I learned that though young Armenian men are those who die on the battlefield, right now, they are not those who decide the leadership of the country. My experience showed that, in fact, they were the least represented in the country, disillusioned and apathetic. But I also learned that if there is any hope for our homeland, if there is any hope for our nation, it's with the people. And if in fact we are wrong, and we are meant to have our place in this world, then it is us, the people, who will make that a reality. Though I wish I was there in person on this special night, I am so proud to be taking up the same space as my fellow victims. I look forward to working with them side by side to create our new world. I look forward to arguing, getting mad, getting frustrated, smiling, understanding, learning, and most of all, doing together. Thank you.